Welcome back to Old Folks Racing PS4. We continue to be in round 10 at Laguna Seca, and again with the Mustang GT4. What a race we had in race 1. Darren Head was your winner, a few car lengths ahead of Diogo Silva and Alonso Afonso, with Kev Allen again finishing outside the podium. Look at this beautiful shot for the second race. Darren Head and Alonso Afonso in pole position. Simon Allen and Diogo Silva on the second row, with Scott Davely and Kev Allen in the third row, and that's a great start there from Scott Davely, who goes up to fourth, and Diogo Silva is in fifth place. Darren Head continues to lead into turn 1. Let's see if they all behave into turn 1 as Alonso Afonso tries to make a move outside of Simon Allen, as Diogo Silva also tries to make a move outside of Scott Davely, sorry, and it seems to me he got the job done, and back in fourth place is Diogo Silva. Here is a replay of something that was Frankie making a good move there at the start. He was starting in 11th, already up to 10th. Look at this, already some... Oh, and Frankie got hit from behind there and into the wall he went, and that's already an incident. And ooh, and again, look at this, these two are now not very happy with each other. That's Chris Winstanley and Frankie getting together. It was not even turn 1, it was just the start-finish straight before you get to turn 1. And they are sitting 14th and 15th as it stands. Simon Allen and Alonso Afonso are battling hard for second place. Look at this, they've got this reverse livery where Alonso Afonso has blue, Simon Allen has green, and the other way around. But who has no blue or green is Darren Head, who's in the lead of this race, and he was also the winner in race 1. Look at this, the top 5, top 6, well, everyone is pretty much stuck together. We are still in the first lap. That's Diogo Almeida there in 6th place, trying to make a move on Scott Davely, and now actually losing a bit of time through the corkscrew. And what has happened to Kev Allen, because he is scored in 8th place, and disaster for Kev Allen again. He qualified not that badly, but lost some positions at the start. He's had 4 races outside of the podium, and he's got some work to do if he wants to get into the podium, as we finish the first lap out of 12 in this race. And the top 3 are nose to tail, with Darren Head, Simon Allen and Alonso Afonso. Jorge Jesus in third place. Look at this, Jorge almost going through Simon Allen there in the first corner. Thankfully there was no contact between the two. Levon Trout in the 11th place, battling for 11th with Barry Evans. And that is, and I'm not sure if that was a contact that induced Levon Trout's spin, or if he spun into the pathway of Barry Evans. And nevertheless, they lost a little bit of time, both of them, as Todd Antonio also seemed to have a problem there. And here comes the Twixter. No, here comes actually Kev Allen, sorry, on Chris Russell. That was the battle for 9th place. Kev Allen now going up to 9th, as Simon Allen is actually challenging for the lead of this race into the corkscrew at the end of lap 2. He has found a few car lengths, and now he's just behind Darren Head, and now makes a mistake there. Simon Allen through the corkscrew. This car is really slippery, here in this Laguna Seca circuit, and Simon Allen is finding that out by himself. He was very, very close to Darren Head, but then lost a little bit of time, and Darren can actually breathe now through the start-finish line, because he is almost a second away. Kev Allen has spun into the penultimate corner. That's a disaster, because he was already in 9th place, and now he's just losing yet more time. He's lost 10th place, and he's lost also 11th to Chris Winstanley, and Kev Allen is really having another hard day here at Laguna Seca. Now he's got to do a recovery race, surely, because Diogo Silva and Alonso Afonso, his main rivals for the championship, are sitting in 3rd and 4th, and we are yet to complete lap 3, so a lot of time to go. Many laps for these drivers still to swap, to tangle, to recover. And that's the beauty about the Old Folks Racing PS4, is that nothing is certain. There is no certainty on who is going to win this race, because Darren Head, your current leader, is still less than a second ahead of Simon Allen. Here comes Alonso Afonso now on the inside for the corkscrew, and he's actually going to do a move there. Look at this, nicely done by Alonso Afonso, and he's got no contact between the two, and Simon Allen makes a bit of a shortcut there. I wonder if he's going to get the penalty for this, because he certainly didn't go through the corkscrew as it's intended, so he drops to third, and he's got Diogo Silva all over him. Diogo, who started fourth and now making a move for third place. Let's see, Simon Allen now sliding a little bit through the last corner. Let's see if Diogo Silva can make a move for the lead here, as he's in now fourth place. And look at this, Alonso Afonso is also a second behind Darren Head, so we've got a good battle in our hands here for the top four in this race 2 of round 10. Of course, this is not the last round of the winter season, because we still have round 7 that could not be completed a few weeks ago due to Project Cars 2 servers being down the entire weekend, which was really an unacceptable situation for these old folks, and pretty much everything in the old folks racing PS4 world had to stop for a few days. We still have that round at Brands Hatch with the Lotus 72D as we continue to watch the action throughout the field. Look at this Dale Taylor that has had quite a good race in the first race, finishing in the top 10 again. He's only done 3 races, and 2 of those were in 10th place, so pretty nice performance by the rookie here again, as he is now in 7th. Chris Russell is in 9th with Stuart Brand in 8th place. That's a nice battle too. Kev Owen, where is he? Kev Owen is in 12th place. He's behind Todd Antonio. He's lost the position to Todd, and he's 3 seconds away from potentially recovering, but continues to recover at a very slow pace indeed. Todd Antonio is actually eyeing Barry Evans' 10th place. That's a nice battle here through the corkscrew, and Todd is going to have to work a bit harder to get closer to Barry so that he can make a move maybe in the start-finish line, as Kev Allen is now behind this pair of drivers, and certainly will under normal circumstances have the pace to actually go through Dale Taylor. Now look at this, Scott Lively has made a mistake there in turn 1, almost lost it, not quite, but not quite any space there either for Dale Taylor to make a move. That's the battle for 6th place, and ahead of these drivers we've got Diogo Almeida in the top 5 position. Diogo Silva continues being 4th. He was actually closer to Simon Allen a lap ago, and these two have been losing time to the top 2 that are continue to be closer together with around a second between them, but they have opened a little bit of a gap to Simon Allen, and that could be crucial at this point as the day ends here in Laguna Seca and the sun comes down. Temperature in the track just goes down, the track becomes more slippery, less grip in these cars, as of course the tire wear also starts to kick in. Massively important to build an advantage in the first half of the race, and that's what Darren Head and Jorge Jesus, Alonso Afonso have done, and they seem to be the 2 drivers that are better positioned for winning this race. Of course, Darren Head looking for his 2nd victory in a row here. Headlights go on already as these drivers start to have some difficulty seeing where they're going. Darren Head, as I was saying, after winning the opening round in the Red Bull Ring, now aiming to of course win both races in the track where he's a specialist really here at Laguna Seca. He loves GT cars as well, but Alonso Afonso has other ideas. The Portuguese driver that won his maiden victory at Saquito in the last round and finished in an excellent 3rd place in race 1 is now challenging for the lead of this race as we approach the midpoint of this Laguna Seca events. Look at this, this is a nice battle for the lead here, and they've opened the gap of around 3 seconds to Simon Allen that continues to receive some pressure from Diogo Silva in 4th place. Look at this, can Alonso Afonso actually make a move at the corkscrew just like he did with Simon Allen? Alonso Afonso driving a great race here, nice battle for 1st place. We saw the battle in race 1 between Darren Head and Diogo Silva. Now we have a similar battle in race 2 between Darren Head and Alonso Afonso, as now Diogo Silva seems to have found a little bit of pace and is actually sitting right behind Simon Allen. So we've got a nice battle going on for third place too. Nice battle for first and second, nice battle for third and fourth, and many other nice battles throughout the field as well. As we continue, we have reached now the halfway point of this race, and this is going to be a very different second half because of course tire temperature, and look at this, Darren Head almost getting hit there by Alonso Afonso in the first couple of corners, but can resist the Portuguese driver's pressure. As I was saying, really grip is going to be so crucial in this second half of the race, and Darren Head is already experiencing some problems in that regard. Diogo Silva with his headlights on, and Simon Allen not yet with his headlights on. These battles are the best battles that we can find now in the field as it stands, as they are now on lap 7, and Darren Head is facing increasing pressure from Alonso Afonso. I wonder if the Portuguese driver is saving his best for the last few laps, just let Darren Head lead for the time being, and then make a move with maybe 3 or 2 laps to go. Let's see if that's what happens, but he seems to be really now putting a huge amount of pressure on Darren, and Darren, to his credit, is doing an enormous job just keeping that car in one piece, pointing in the right direction, and traveling very quickly around this Laguna Seca circuit. Of course, a circuit that he loves and already won so many races here. Look at this, Alonso Afonso now trying to outbrake him into the last corner as they complete yet another lap. That's lap 7, and Simon Allen has actually lost a position to Diogo Silva. We haven't seen what has happened here, but I believe it was coming out of the corkscrew. Simon just opened a little bit of a gap, and Diogo Silva has actually been the beneficiary of that small mistake, because he's now in a podium position, and nevertheless Simon continues to put pressure on Diogo. This battle is far from over as we return to the battle for the lead here at Laguna Seca. Lap 8 out of 12, and it's still very uncertain who is going to win, but surely it's going to be between Darren Head and Alonso Afonso, Jorge Jesus, because the other drivers are 4 seconds behind us. They touch, and Alonso Afonso spins, and Darren Head also does a half spin, but it was Alonso Afonso that lost the most time here, and this could be an absolutely crucial moment in this race, because it's going to put Simon Allen and Diogo Silva right on the tail of Alonso Afonso, leaving Darren Head with more than 2 seconds advantage now in the lead. And that was Alonso Afonso trying to go on the inside of Darren, I believe in turn. Oh, and here's a mistake then by Alonso Afonso. Now Diogo Silva goes into second. Diogo Silva, no, he doesn't, because Alonso Afonso is side by side, and Simon Allen wants a piece of that action too. And look at this, they touch, contact between Alonso Afonso and Diogo Silva, and Simon Allen is going to overtake both of them. What a beautiful move there from Simon Allen, returning to second place, Diogo Silva in third, and Alonso Afonso in fourth. Now makes a mistake into the last corner and loses a bit more time. What has happened there? I believe Alonso Afonso has made a mistake out of the corkscrew, and side by side they were, Diogo Silva and Alonso Afonso. No driver wanted to yield, and in the penultimate corner it ended with Alonso Afonso and Diogo Silva having a slight contact, and Alonso Afonso losing a little bit of time, and that surely allowed Simon Allen to go around both of them. Now Simon, in one go, goes from fourth to second. Diogo Silva maintains third, and Alonso Afonso drops from second to fourth, and I think he's dropping around a second behind this pair of drivers. So Alonso Afonso, from potentially a victory challenging position that he was battling with Darren Head, now finds himself in fourth place as Livon Trout almost spins out of the track, but not quite, continues to be in 11th place. Todd Antonio making a move there on Livon now, and they touch, and Todd has gone through. Todd has gone through into 13th place. I think he's going to let Livon through, because otherwise he's going to be getting a penalty from the race director, as the battle for second place continues to be very lively. It looks as if it's Alonso Afonso, but no, it's Simon Allen, because the back is green. So, and Simon makes a mistake there. Simon makes a mistake in the penultimate corner. Here comes Diogo Silva now on the inside for the last corner. Can he make a move? He can make a move. Yes, he's on the inside line, and I think he's got the job done. Yes, he does. Diogo Silva goes back to second now on lap 9. And these three drivers, Alonso, Fonso, Simon Allen and Diogo Silva, are battling very, very hard for second place. And look at this, Darren Head is 4.5 seconds with just 3 laps to go. Surely he's got this one in the bag, and that's going to be his second consecutive victory here at Laguna Seca. I couldn't quite see what has happened to Diogo Almeida, but he has lost time. He was in 5th place just a while ago, and now we are seeing him in the leaderboard in 9th. Kev Allen has recovered to 10th. Dale Taylor is in an excellent 6th place. Look at this, the rookie Dale Taylor really making an impression here at Laguna Seca. Simon Allen is definitely not done with Diogo Silva, because on lap 10 they are battling really hard for 2nd place. And now coming to the corkscrew, can Diogo defend from Simon, or will Simon make a banzai move into the corkscrew? He doesn't, so he continues to be behind Diogo Silva, but for how much longer, because this battle is really going on. Very, very lively indeed. Dale Taylor here is actually not that far from Scott Davely, that continues to be in 5th almost since the beginning of the race. We followed very briefly there Chris Russell in 8th place, and Simon Allen is in 10th, and look at this, he's almost 10 seconds behind Diogo Almeida. So really Kev Allen, having trouble scoring points here. I think he's going to maybe have to drop these points again, as Darren Head now continues to be in the lead, and certainly on lap 11 he has this one in the back. 3.7, he's losing a bit of time. 3.6, I wonder if he's just trying to control and manage this gap, as these two drivers continue to battle quite hard for 2nd place. It's not over yet, and we still have a couple of laps to go. Simon Allen is probably leaving his best attack for the beginning of the last lap, and then really no defense possible for Diogo Silva. Maybe he's going to try in turn 1 or at the beginning of the lap. Dale Taylor is really closing the gap on Scott Davely, and maybe, just maybe, we have a battle here for the last of the top 5 positions, as Darren Head now goes to the corkscrew and really is about to enter his last lap. Darren was absolutely magnanimous throughout this race, and he's coming to lap a car that is Chris Winstanley. That's Chris sitting in 15th place, and a couple of cars for Darren to lap. I wonder if he's going to lose time or not. He's still got quite a comfortable position, and actually Chris is giving him room to the contact there between Darren Head and Chris Winstanley. I think Chris was just trying to get out of the way, but didn't quite work out for him. And look at this, the gap is now just 2 seconds, as Chris Winstanley has actually lost time in the start-finish line. And here comes Diogo Silva now to lap him as well without incident, and we may just have a battle here in the last lap, because now Diogo is actually under 2 seconds from Darren Head. How has this happened? I think Darren was just trying to manage the gap, and really there was trying to go on the outside of the last corner, and Chris was just slowing down, but they ended up having contact, and Darren fortunately did not spin, but lost a little bit of time with that contact, and now he is lost from the almost 4 seconds lead that he had. He's 1.3 seconds, and could Diogo Silva still be in play for a victory here, as they're now going through the last few corners here in Laguna Seca? Look at this, the gap is now a second, but I think Darren is just managing it, because Diogo at most will have one shot in the last corner, and he's still too far behind. Look at this, he's going through the corkscrew now, and and there's a car upside down there, and a lot of cars to lap, and these cars are going to be a factor for the win. Look at this, Darren Head is lapping one of the cars, but Diogo Silva surely now is just right behind him. Can he make a move into the last corner? This is absolutely brilliant for the last corner. Look at this, Barry Evans is about to be lapped. He stays out of the way, and now it's the last corner, and I think Darren has got this one, and Antonio Span! Oh, disaster! Disaster in the last corner. What has happened here? Diogo Silva, Darren Head, Todd Antonio gets, and Simon Allen is going to the lead. Simon Allen has won it. Simon Allen has won it. And what a disaster for Darren Head. He was upside down on his roof and couldn't press the reset button because cars were too close behind. He's in 5th place. and 6th place actually for Darren Head, and disaster for, look at this is the replay as Barry Evans clearly stays out of the way there. Nicely done, and this is the last corner. Todd Antonio spins, and when Diogo Silva was trying to make a move on Darren as he was overtaking Todd, the three of them got together and Darren Head is on his roof. Unbelievable scenes here in Laguna Seca at the end of this race. Look at this is the... Oh, and Simon Allen very lucky to avoid all that action as well and wins the race. But we are being told from race control that Simon Allen has a penalty, has a 2-second penalty, and actually it might be Diogo Silva the winner. We await news from race control here on exactly what's going on as Darren Head finishes stick. Look at this, Dale Taylor is in the top 5 position, great result for him. Scott David finishes 4th, Stuart Brandon 7th, Chris Russell 8th, 9th is Simon Allen, and confirmation there that Diogo Silva has actually won the race. What an unbelievable result from Simon Allen and Alonso Fonso. That's your podium. What a weird, crazy race here, as the point standings now become much closer with Diogo Silva challenging Cav Allen for the win in this championship. Join us next week.